it's not that easy like everybody said.
On this adventure, we attempt to ride our adventure bikes around the Central Kalahari Game Reserve of Botswana. We start at Kalahari Vultures, from where we attempt to do 280 km per day for 5 days. Our first supply spot is at recoveries, where we will fill up with fuel, water and supplies before making our way west and then south to Kang for our second supply stop. From there, we make our way back via Cutlines to Kalahari Vultures.
So we left the capital of South Africa, Pretoria, this morning, heading towards the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. But as we are driving, we just had our first fuel stop of the morning, and you can just feel the uncertainty and the tension in everybody as we really don't know what this trip holds in for us. So stay tuned and we'll figure this out together.
So definitely a bit wetter than what we thought it's going to be in Botswana. We had April rains here in South Africa and Botswana, so the sand might not be the problem. We might get a bit of mud as we attempt these cutlines around the CKGR. So yeah, a lot of uncertainty. We'll figure out how it's gonna go. What are you laughing about?
No, you know you're on an adventure when your bike looks like this before you start riding.
Oh my goodness.
It's a bit of spray.
A bit of spray. Just getting to Kalahari Vultures was a challenge, and we needed to leave the roads to get around the swamped Kalahari tracks. Even the big Land Cruiser got stuck in the treacherous mud. Waar deur? Hoe?
Yeah, sliding windshield.
Where?
Well, we'll find somewhere.
Is Danny out?
Then I think so.
Danny was lucky enough to make his way through the bush to get around the standard cruiser.
And like every boys' trip, the laughing hyenas came out of the bush, not just to give their puns and give us a hard time, but luckily enough to give us a hand as well.
Stop.
Everybody jumped into action, limiting my embarrassment by being recovered by a two-wheel drive.
That's the way, Dan.
Never fair when Dan is near.
Danny, jy wil peel hoor.
Dis op het vir daai snap strap. Danny understood the instructions, and on the first attempt the cruiser was out of the mud.
Do you see that 1290 spool away?
Nie vir mense vertel, nee, as jy nie glo nie. Ja.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes,
2x4.
2x4.
With little regard that he was towing a trailer, the bikes got unstuck on the back behind Danny. But it didn't take long for the Land Cruiser to be vindicated, with the Hilux getting stuck in a long stretch of mud.
En ek weet die trailer, ek hoor die jockey wheel. En dan Danny, ek so lank daai snap strap hier voorop.
With the big one enforcing his authority, the troops quickly whirred into action, and we got the Hilux out in little to no time. So we're at Kalahari Vultures turnoff. This is one of the Cutlines, and we're not sure if it's open because there's no answer at their reception, but we'll see soon. Kalahari Vultures camping an overnight.
Dag julle vir man.
How's that?
Zeker Pedro.
Double. Wie dit sien kom.
Not knowing if it will be all in vain, we decide to give the bikes a wash before we go on the adventure. So Danny, are you rigged up?
Almost.
Another 2 bikes to be rigged up. Well, another 2 T7s and then the 1290. Is it clean, Reino?
The fat lady. Yes.
Good boss.
Ga je hem ingooi daar?
Ja. 'n premix.
'n premixie. Wat maak jy hier so, Reino? What are you doing?
It's a premix of
Does your bike run on brandy?
yes. Better than ethanol.
We are in Lepepe or outside Lepepe at Kalahari Vultures, and it's taken us about 12 hours to get here. The bikes are all packed, all prepared, and we are all in a bit of anticipation of what lies ahead tomorrow. About 1,000 miles of sand, and on our way here we've had a lot of water and quite thick sand, so the bikes are heavily laden as well. We have to just see what it's like. The Central Kalahari Game Reserve is 5.2 million hectares that we have to drive around. But I'm going to go around the camp and see what everybody has to say.
There's an eerie feeling of anticipation and unsureness that hangs around the campsite. The Central Kalahari Game Reserve, it's larger than the country of Denmark and some of the thickest sand you can ever imagine, with bikes heavily laden, unsupported, circle navigating it. It's going to be rough. I don't know if we're going to make it. I don't know if we've got enough fuel. I don't know if we've got enough water. We definitely don't have enough food. So hopefully we find some along the way.
Yeah, so for me it was a lucky day with Danny in his 4x2 Hilux. We had some lucky exciting times going through the mud and also pulling out Theo in his PX200.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about
Okay,
that.
I never mentioned that, but yeah, cheers to Danny. So it was a lucky start, and then yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow, and I think the sand is really gonna keep us busy, and I think we've got a bit of a surprise lying ahead with the bikes being a bit heavy with the sand, etc. But we'll see how it goes, and yeah, we're excited.
Danny,
Looking forward.
as the Englishman would say, you have to have your work cut out for you.
You have to have your work cut out for you, for sure. Yeah, I know he has a bit of. We're going to be working the next couple of days. It's going to be tough.
What's cooking, Johan?
Lamb chops, Wagyu boerewors, and some pork belly for tonight with a salad. But apparently my mates are not up for a salad tonight. Salad. A salad. Doris, any information on this morning?
I think everybody's very excited to go, and we've got no idea what the day holds for us, so that's adventure for you.
Not even making it to the gate of Kalahari Vultures, it became evident that we had a long day ahead of us.
Vamos op. Kijk, dis die thema op hierdie stadium hierso. Okay, waar die fok vat mens nou? Wag net bietjie. 1, 2. You're sharp.
Are you ready for the sand?
I have no idea.
We'll have to suck and see. Rainer?
Yeah, we have no choice. We have to be ready.
Yeah, the Sunset Tribe curse strikes again. We've done 8 kilometers now, and yep. See if we can do a quick fix on this one. Johan, share with us your frustration.
Tires in Botswana.
Deja vu. Dan, how's the sand?
Hard work.
One tumble.
What happened, Rainer?
I went to that side and I was riding there for a few k's and then I came back and yeah,
Slow speed.
fell
Doesn't
over.
like.
Yeah, can't pick it up alone. Help me please.
So not the start we wanted. We're about 2 hours in and about 40 k's in.
Yeah.
Just because we took wrong roads, the guys are struggling to get back onto this road now. As soon as they are out of there, we need to push. We need to push at least for an hour. See if we can do at least an hour at speed to make up some distance. But we're in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve now. The sand is thick.
Yeah, it's worse than beach driving. Deep ruts, thick sand. If you're in a rut, you can't get out of it, and yeah, it's hard going.
Hello, motherfuckers!
With Johan and Rhino re-evaluating their life decisions, the big one gives direction to push on.
Yeah, the harsh Kalahari has taken its toll on this vehicle. You see the engine's already stripped out. Don't know if they're going to try and repair it, but I don't have high hopes for this one.
All good, Danny? All good. You must have a close look at the camera, please. Okay, we're about 40 k's in, and It's been tough going. The first 50 k's in this thick sand. 40 k's. Yeah, I think it's about 40. And Danny has just had a proper fall, but he's okay. Just the front visor off his bike broken off. But it's going to be a fun day in the saddle.
So Danny found out the hard way. Dan,
Yeah.
how's the Kalahari sand treating you?
No, it's not that easy like everybody said.
Helena,
Yeah, it's lekker.
how's the big bus?
I'm feeling it.
Johan, is that the sand dance or the sand panic attack?
I haven't done snow angels yet. Sand
angels.
Yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
We found a bit of rhythm, and with noon approaching we were making good ground until the wide sand disappeared into even deeper 2-track sand ruts, which started to cause havoc. From here on the going got really tough, as it was difficult to maintain speeds to stay on top of the sand. Alright, so that's my first stumble for the day. Alright, so it's been about an hour and a half since I've came off the bike, and we've done about, in total, about 80 k's now, and it's quite hot, so my bike's fan was running, and now my battery is flat, so my bike won't start. So I'm going to try to hitch it to Theo's bike there, try to get it out of the sand, and then start it from there.
Okay, yeah.
To where?
With the effect of the previous night's brandy and coke and our fitness levels, the humour of our current situation was lost on us.
With the bikes working extra hard, the towing of the motorcycle in sand was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Huh? Clutch gone. Where were you, Rhino?
I was there doors in the thick sands. Ek het sand geëet, Johan. Dink 2 kilogram al. Nee, hierdie is next level. Nee. Kan dit nie vertel nie. Jy moet dit kom try.
Kom try.
Ja, nee, dis nie woorde nie.
What did Danny say yesterday?
If you can,
In front of that dam where we wanted to go through? He said, if you don't try,
you'll
never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't give your opinion if you haven't done it. So, my 2 cents.
Danny, how are you?
Pop.
Huh?
Lam.
Big one,
Yes.
your verdict?
Jan, we were in Botswana a couple years ago, and we did it's difficult to impossible, and I think that sums it up. It is difficult to impossible to drive a motorcycle along these tracks.
Well, a loaded adventure bike.
Yeah.
Maar alles gebeur seker vir 'n rede. Soos as die ys gehad het.
What are you doing?
We've got a bit of brandy and coke, And our desperate situation is calling for a bit of brandy and coke, but it's hot and the meat is still frozen, so I'm gonna chuck it in there. Ooh. Vacuum packed or tenderly? Yeah. And tenderly marinated.
Brandy marinated steak.
Yes, ram steaks. Danny, where's your visor? Or your windscreen?
My visor for my windscreen. Next to me.
And he decided he did not get enough wind.
Realizing that our trip was over, we made the best of our situation, and that's to enjoy the sunset, because that's what it's all about.
Life is good, yeah. Life is good, yeah. Yeah, in my darkest times.
The big one and Rhino drew the shortest straws to head back to Kalahari Vultures to fetch the Land Cruiser. They have to brave the loose Kalahari sand one more time while myself and Danny contemplate CKGR 2.0 in the shade of an old tree. The wonder of adventure is bumping into fellow adventurers in the most secluded areas in Africa. Turns out Ruan is from Shakawe, where we are planning our adventure for next year in the Okavango Delta. So this one we failed, and we have to return with our tails between our legs because the Kalahari sand of Botswana has taught us a lesson. What we thought we could do in about 5 days, 1,500 k's around the park, we only got about 85 k's into it in the first 6 hours of our trip, and then we had a clutch failure. So Theo's clutch on the T7 went, which might have been a blessing in disguise because we weren't well prepared or well enough prepared for this trip. So took us a day to get into 85 k's, and then with a broken clutch to recover that bike took us the next morning. We slept at Kalahari Vultures again, and now we are on our way back to civilization. But we thought we've got another 2 days left, so we might as well just go to Cutlines Game Reserve. I haven't been there in 20 years probably, and it'll be great to see the Cutlines Game Reserve again. Maybe we'll spot some lion and leopard or maybe even cheetah, and looking forward to that. So we're heading south, and then we will go to Cutlines Game Reserve for a night or two, and then back to South Africa